Welcome! This is Career Mode, Episode 2, and our first game of the season. And I'm going to go into our squad. As you can see, I have Musonda playing, I've got Kessie playing. They're the only two we've got in so far that have been confirmed. We've got Defoe, Watmore, and Dong McNair as the others attacking. We've got Oviedo, Coney, Gilabogi, Mankilo, and Pickford in goal. That's probably the best we've got at the moment, but I'm hoping to bring in a new defender, maybe a right back and left back, and hopefully another central midfielder. Watmore's okay. We can train him up, make him a bit better. Defoe is good. I might bring in another striker because Anichebe is pretty turd, but we'll see what we can do. Chelsea are the champions, and I know how good that is to say that because I am a Chelsea fan. And what I want to talk about in this episode is the fact that it's unfair how Chelsea have been treated since they've been on top of the table and since they're obviously the champions. You look to start with about how they've pretty much in every conceivable way decided that Tottenham are the best team in the league and they should have won the league and they should be champions. I mean, they might as well just print their name on the trophy now because of how the media are reacting. And you look at how they've played, and yes, they've been great, but they haven't won when it counted, when it matters. That game against West Ham, that mattered. Were the games earlier in the season where obviously I know they lost Harry Kane, and that's a big loss because you look at how many goals he scored. He is incredible. He's an incredible striker. But when he didn't play, they didn't lose many, but they drew a lot. Draws matter a lot because it's 2 points dropped. Yeah, losing is 3 points, but I would rather win one and lose one than draw two because you drop 3 and not 4 points. And a lot of people don't really notice that because you look at Man United, if they turn those draws into wins, they'd be a lot higher up the table. Or at least some of the draws into wins. They wouldn't not draw any games. But you look at how well Tottenham played in the last 2 games of the season. There was a 6-0 and a 7-1. I mean, if you can play like that with no pressure on, why can't you at least do a semblance of that sort of performance when it does matter? That West Ham game, they had so little chances. And yeah, West Ham, it was a great tactical masterclass, I guess you could call it, from Sam Allardyce and West Ham. But you would think the best team as their build, the best team in the league, should beat West Ham. And I know you can say, oh, Chelsea lost against West Ham in the League Cup. It's like, yeah, we made a lot of changes, and it was one of the first games where we actually played the 3 at the back. And I think it was Victor Moses was playing, and he was pretty much the only main player. There was Chalobah, and I think Zuma played, and a couple of others played. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about how well Chelsea played, considering that apparently Tottenham were the champions and they should have won. Because there was the thing over the last 2 years. They said last year and this year together, both seasons, that Tottenham should be champions. They should be the winners because they scored more goals. They've conceded less goals than anybody else put together in the 2 seasons. And you have to think, well, yeah, if Chelsea had a season like they did the season they won the trophy before, and not last season where they finished 10th, they'd probably be up right near the top of the table as well. And then you look at how Leicester, if they'd played like they did last year, they'd probably be up near there. And so, yes, you can say that's Tottenham's consistency, but you have to be that consistent, high grade, for a whole season. Not 3/4 of one season and then 3/4 of the other. Because obviously the difference between Chelsea and Tottenham were, Chelsea were poor last season and great this season. Tottenham were very good last season and very good this season, but they weren't great. That's the difference. And it's how the media portray it. And here Sterling scores a goal that I should have defended, but it seemed like I only had about 4 defenders back anyway. But going back into what I was saying, I don't know why they decided that Tottenham were the winners, and I get that they were the underdogs. Last year Leicester were, and everybody, apart from Tottenham fans obviously, everybody wanted Leicester to win, and you can't blame them because it was a fantastic way to win the league. You know, from relegation candidates the year before, just scraping out of the relegation zone, and then going on to win the blooming whole thing. It's just a fairy tale story. And there's not many games and teams and clubs and seasons that happens to. I mean, you could say, you know, Juventus have done that, but they were forced to be relegated because of their match fixing stuff. But it's something you have to look at. And when you go from that to what the coverage of Chelsea has been, it's been ridiculous. They've pretty much always gone on about how Chelsea aren't the best and Chelsea don't play great football and all this, that and the other, I was very entertained this whole season. For me, I know it's maybe you could say, oh, the glory hunter, all he wants to do is have a team win. But to be honest, I follow my local team as well. They're a non-league team. They're very low down the leagues. I go to quite a lot of their games because I work for them part-time sometimes, and I get a free season ticket. And to be honest, the only times I enjoy myself down there is either when I've had quite a lot of alcohol to drink, or when the team wins, or puts in a really good performance against a team that has a much bigger budget. But when they're losing, I really don't care. I don't watch the football because it's so boring. I just want the teams to win. If they're up near the top of the table, you see it. Everybody does. When you have a team lower in the leagues, let's say a team in League One, you could say Bradford, and I know they've done some good things with their season tickets and how much their tickets cost. But you look at a few years ago when they were just going down and down and down and down. Their attendance was like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and now they sell out their ground. And it's a very big ground because obviously they used to be in the start of the Premier League. They were up there, weren't they? And you look at how well they sell that out. It's because they're playing well. You know, they're almost got into the Championship, apart from the loss that they had against Millwall. And you could say that's unfortunate for them, but unlucky for them, they lost. Going back into talking about Chelsea, it's just annoying to me that the newspapers, it seems, they just hate Chelsea because they had the money obviously pumped in, and this is a terrible shot from McNair, by the way, but it seems like the papers have some vendetta against any team that isn't Arsenal, Man U or Liverpool, but all three of those teams are like the old faithful, you know, they're the big ones, they've always been there. Well, not always, but since the Premier League started, they've pretty much been the three that you want to watch, or that the newspapers want to sell their papers about. And it seems like any other they just think of them like a little upstart club that's going to disappear because they've spent their money and they've gone away. You look at teams that have done that in the past. Notts County, they had a rich owner take over, and they had Sol Campbell in like League Two on 40 grand a week. And there's other clubs, obviously. You've got Birmingham, they had a rich owner take over. Leicester, I mean, they did actually do something with it. But there's so many clubs you can name time after time. They get taken over by rich people and they do nothing with it. So at least Chelsea actually do something with it and, make a go of something. But yet, because it's Chelsea, because it's Man City, they have to be hated. Instead of, if it was Arsenal, you look now, if Usmanov does eventually be successful and get taken over, or takes over the club, then they're going to be funded by some super rich guy. And I'm going to leave you with this thought. Why did Chelsea get hated so much? Is it because of the money? Is it jealousy? Is it because they're technically the most successful club in England since pretty much the turn of the century? I don't know, but that is a goal from Musonda. His first for the club, first for us this season, and it means that we didn't lose the game. But if you notice from the celebrations, here's the goal again. Little ball roll. Asoro makes some space, and somehow I'm just free, so I just put it straight under the keeper. But if you notice, kickoff is going to start now. And if we leave it for a little bit, tick-tock, that is the end of the game. And I will send you back to me talking about the end of the game. As you can see, that game ended 1-1. I think we played pretty poorly that game, but I don't think you can blame us because of the team we were playing. Manchester City were just ridiculously good. I couldn't get the ball off them, and I know it's only unprofessional, but first game in the league, didn't lose, so I mean, that's pretty good. At the moment, our budget is pretty good. Transfer budget, 64 million, we're more than we started with. So that is pretty good. And our next game is against Middlesbrough. So that's the end of the video though. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you really loved it, please consider subscribing. And thanks for watching. Peace.